is Artist Romero from Cosmic Poetry Radio. I want to say thank you for supporting Cosmic Poetry Radio, and I have an announcement to make. New episodes of Cosmic Poetry Radio will be every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. That's 7 p.m. Central Time. Expect new episodes of Cosmic Poetry Radio. You can check us out on YouTube and also on Facebook at Artist Bernie, and also at Jamarius Jones, and also at Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary. I want to say thank you to my friends at Arm in Arm for Climate, at Mississippi Rising Coalition, my friends at Worldwide Access Studios, and you. All right. When we first started out on this journey, we had no idea where we were going. We just knew that we wanted to take peace and love and the people with us. And now we see ourselves in this situation with no place to go but up. So thank you very much for your support. Every Thursday, new episodes of Cosmic Poetry Radio, 7 p.m. Y'all stay close. This is my passion, and the most creative expression that we can pull together. A format to separate facts from feelings so the information flows a little bit better. I've been groomed by the great ones. I do more than just make it rhyme. I make it make sense on a level so there's no doubt in your mind that you heard the truth the first time. That's why I'm able to step out with no fear and know that I can deliver. So less talking unless it's poetry. Don't move unless there's purpose behind it. This is a mental picture developing in front of you, and there's good intentions behind it. My name is Artist Romero, and this is Cosmic Poetry Radio. Wide Access Studios, welcome back to Cosmic Poetry Radio. Getting you ready for the big December 10 action against Mississippi Power's predatory business practices. We got 4 gatherings lined up for you. Dig this, 4 gatherings lined up for you. We're going to be in Gulfport, Mississippi at 9 a.m., well, 8 a.m., at the Isaiah Frederick Community Center. Then we're going to be in Escatapa / Moss Point, but the area I grew up calling Three Rivers over in Jackson County, Mississippi at 16301 Wolf Ridge Road. We got a beautiful green space. We collaborate with the community to have an early morning brunch fish fry. Then for noon, we're going to be in Hattiesburg, Mississippi at the Hub. We're going to be talking it up with the folks, the officials in Hattiesburg. Then going to move from Hattiesburg to Waynesboro, Mississippi. 506A Azalea Drive at Drop and Go. Miss Katina's going to welcome us out there in her parking lot at the daycare behind the Exxon. So look, it's going to be all over. And then we're going to take that caravan there, and then we're going to go to Kemper County. And we're going to go to DeKalb, and we're going to show up. We're going to be loud. We're going to be heard. And we are going to, man, it's going to culminate that day. On December 10, you got, 7 days, a week from today. All right, December 10. My name is Artist Romero, and now that you should be over the Thanksgiving buzz, we got Christmas coming up. This is the home stretch for the holiday season. So up first, we're going to break some myths about this Thanksgiving holiday, the holiday formerly known as Thanksgiving that we're just getting over. And also, by the way, throw those Thanksgiving leftovers away. You stay close. This is Cosmic Poetry Radio.
One reason we love the story of the Pilgrims is because it's got a terrific ending. The first Thanksgiving. But the way we imagine that historic feast and what really happened are as different as Miles Standish and Miley Cyrus. Take the menu. Did you know that one of the main dishes on the Pilgrims' table was eel? The truth is that the whole story leading up to the first Thanksgiving is stuffed with fictional cranberries. And what about the Pilgrims' signature contribution that we love them for the most, the first Thanksgiving?
The event happened somewhere between early September and early November 1621. We know from a letter that there was a celebration.
That letter, written by Pilgrim Edward Winslow, is the one and only eyewitness account of the event. It's the key to untangling all the facts from the fictions. So, in his account, he must highlight turkey as the main course, right? Even though turkeys are indigenous to the region, the Winslow letter never mentions them. It only describes 4 hunters being sent out to bag some water birds for the feast, and turkey are land fowl. They can barely swim. What about that cherished gesture of generosity? The Pilgrims inviting a few of the Indians to pull up a chair. That never happened. The Wampanoag simply show up in huge numbers, outnumbering the Pilgrims almost 2-to-1.
A lot of the paintings and the pictures of Thanksgiving, the colonists outnumber the native people by a large amount. We know there was probably over 90 native people at that feast. We know there was about 50 colonists.
And the Pilgrims don't so much feed the Wampanoag as the Wampanoag feed the Pilgrims. Their chief, Massasoit, sends his tribesmen on a hunt, and they provide enough food for everyone.
They bring back 5 bucks of venison, and venison is so esteemed by English people. To receive a gift of venison is extraordinary to them.
And venison was the meat on the table that everybody went oohed and awed over and said, oh yes, this is living.
Deer meat, not turkey, is the signature dish on the table. But one thing we can all agree on, this was definitively the first Thanksgiving, establishing an American tradition we've been observing ever since. Sorry, but that's baloney. The truth is that the Pilgrims never would have called their harvest feast a Thanksgiving, which for them is a solemn day of prayer spent in church. As the years pass, the influence of the Puritans wanes, and nobody spends all day in church anymore. But the tradition of the harvest feast lives on in New England, and at some point, the name Thanksgiving got attached to it. Which is pretty ironic because the Puritan Thanksgiving focused on fasting, while the New England Thanksgiving is all about feasting. When Edward Winslow's letter is discovered in 1841, the New Englander who finds it decides the Pilgrims' harvest feast ought to be called the first Thanksgiving. It's not until 1864 that it even becomes a national holiday. But once we fall in love with a myth, the real story usually hasn't got a chance, even if it's better than the legend. So chew on that the next time you're chowing down at the Thanksgiving table.
The goal of this show is to bring you the truth. Honest conversations amongst Mississippians about things we thought we knew. There are certain segments of what we do that might make you question best practices about water, energy, climate, housing, and food. From the Delta to the coast and all parts in between, Mississippi is more than just hard times and poverty, misplaced potential, an unfinished masterpiece, a canvas begging for more, and we can paint this new Mississippi. Growth is always uncomfortable. This is going to get loud. Mississippi has always managed to quietly sink to the bottom, but things are different now. This is Mississippi for a Green New Deal.
On-time mobile tire shop. Roadside assistance services. Mounting and balancing. Fuel delivery. Emergency mobile tire shop. I-10 mounting and balancing tires. On the highway service. Can fix your flat tire on the road. We service customers' home location. Battery jumpstart, vehicle lockouts, flat tire repair. Call 228-235-7342 or Google On-Time Mobile Tire Shop.
Our level of consciousness is begging to be raised. And I've been obsessing over how to provide you with an escape. Unplugged, closer to nature. Throw our spiritual selves out into the universe and see where the good energy takes us. The Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary is a time and space dedicated to the artistic spirit and every time it decides to create. Self-healing, healthy eating, sharing information about what healthy humans need. And when the time is right, a party like you wouldn't believe. Step into the future. Leaving the Matrix has evolved into this. The Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary is a next level social experiment about peace and love. This is my passion. in the most creative expression that we can pull together. A format to separate facts from feelings so the information flows a little bit better. I've been groomed by the great ones. I do more than just make it rhyme. I make it make sense on a level so there's no doubt in your mind that you heard the truth the first time. That's why I'm able to step out with no fear and know that I can deliver. So less talking unless it's poetry. Don't move unless there's purpose behind it. This is a mental picture developing in front of you, and there's good intentions behind it. My name is Artist Romero, and this is Cosmic Poetry Radio.
Worldwide, we worldwide. All you gotta do is just tune in. Tune in to Worldwide Access. Worldwide, we worldwide. All you gotta do is just tune in. Tune in to Worldwide Access. Worldwide, we worldwide. All you gotta do is just tune in.
Getting you ready for the big December 10th action against Mississippi Power. December 10th. That's next week, right? December 10th. 7 days from now. December 10th. My cousin Al's birthday. December 10th. I think that might be my homegirl's birthday too. Let me see. December 10th, okay? Against Mississippi Power. 4 gatherings. We're going to be in Gulfport, Mississippi. We're going to be in Escatawpa, Mississippi. We're going to be in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. We're going to be in Waynesboro, Mississippi. And then we're all going to meet up in DeKalb, in Kemper County, in front of the big new monster. And we're going to protest and be heard and dance and share some music and fellowship and figure out ways as a community to push back against the system. You're inside Cosmic Poetry Radio. My name is Artist Romero, holding it down for the home team. We are broadcasting live with no safety net. Want to say thank you to 2Dub, always holding this thing down, keeping this spaceship flying right side up. We are about to go in. Now dig this. The blues is defined as an autobiographical chronicle of a personal catastrophe expressed lyrically, but endured with grace and dignity. That's why Mississippi is the birthplace of the blues. It's the perfect place to create. So giving respect and honor to the Mississippi artistic spirit. Up next, inspiration comes from the most unlikely places. This is OG Draco from Gulfport, Mississippi. You stay close. This is Cosmic Poetry Radio. Welcome back to Cosmic Poetry Radio. My name is Artist Romero, broadcasting live from Gulfport, Mississippi. And, you know, the revolution does not happen without culture bearers, without the artists keeping the culture alive and inspiring and touching those parts of us that the real world, regular reality can't touch. So right now, we have a brother with us. Can you tell everybody your name and where you're from?
OG Draco, Gulfport, Mississippi.
And you're an artist, and you did most of this work here, huh?
I'm the artist that did all the work. I was homeless. I went to sleep one night. I had a dream about Noah. God told Noah to build an ark. So when I woke up, he told me to paint. So I just started gathering paint, people giving me paint, and I started painting. You know what I'm saying? And so, but the people don't understand what I'm painting because they never come ask me what I'm doing. I'm trying to bring culture back to my neighborhood. When I was a little boy, I grew up, they had a lot of black stores, Mr. Bill, Shoe Shine, The Clock, The Time, The Eye Club, Moon Club, all them places gone, they've been replaced. That right there was Mr. Knox. That was the first black daycare kindergarten in the whole Gulfport, Mississippi ever. And I got his name on a brick up here, Mr. and Mrs. Knox. And they named the fire station, Gulfport Fire Station, after Mr. Knox because they did such a wonderful job. And so I'm trying to get back to my community with no money. I don't ask for money. People ain't got to give me nothing. It's what you give. It's the gift. It's the gift called charity. You know what I'm saying? So
on the pole up there at the intersection of MLK and Arkansas, can you tell everybody about that piece?
That is a black woman. I've seen in some dreams that I had. But she come from Africa. You know what I'm saying? She was in Africa. I was in Africa in my dreams. You know what I'm saying? So the stuff I paint is out of my dreams and from visions that I have. You know what I'm saying? And as I move around the people, I'm trying to connect with my community. I'm trying to get my people back on track. I keep telling people, the people want to judge you. I don't care what you're doing. Keep praying to God. He'll change. He changed Paul. He was on his way to kill some Christians. He changed Paul. He went back and saved the people that sent him to kill the people. You feel me? So God is amazing. I love God. I don't know nothing about my main thing. People tell me, oh, that's some hoodoo voodoo. I said, that's all the stuff I collected from Halloween and put it in a tree. I seen them throwing the stuff on the ground. I see them throw their toys on the ground. So I come pick them kids' toys up and I'm gonna put them somewhere. I'm gonna put them on a tree.
That's an artist. You work with the tools that you have.
Yeah, I don't want nothing new. I just want something out the garbage. Something old, something that they throwed away. I want to make it beautiful. The trash, but the stuff they throwing away, and the the stuff they keeping is different. They throwing their money away. They throw money away every day. I told the guy, I said, man, we rich, man. Look at all these millions. I said, but I want to build my mansion in heaven. I'm going to work for God. Now, he said, if I mention his name in front of the little people, he'll mention my name in front of the big people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm out here every day, going hard, putting in work. I got a wall called a Remember Me wall. And a lot of people name that's on the wall, like my brother Eddie Blue, he used to sit right there and sell pineapples. Jesse Williams, he got killed by the police. Jeffrey Skinner. You got different people, but all those people up there are people that's dead, people that's living. I want to have a place where we can come to and you can ride. We can't ride out there on 53 and look at them graveyards. But right here in our own community, we can ride by, bring some plastic flowers. Not to be real flowers, but sit down a candle at night. Keep it going. I'm just doing something to keep it going. You got to give us some culture.
Can you tell folks about this piece right here that you're working on right here?
Oh, man, this piece right here is my slave. I'm going to make a slave coming out of a tree with his hands in chains and one of his legs sticking out like he was running because they hung up some trees when back in slavery. But what happened is the most slaves they hung, the stronger the trees got. You feel me? Yeah, the branches had to be strong, the trees had to be strong to hold all them black people they was killing. So he went back to the earth and came back up through the tree like a flower or plant. He went back to the soil. I was standing right there by that same pole I'm painting on and leaned on it and touched it. Something went through my body, boy, you wouldn't believe it. Then I did my tongue like this. It was sweet. When the man came from Mississippi Power Company, he said, you ever touched that pole? I said, yeah, I touched it. He said, well, tell me what it tasted like. I said, it was sweet. He said, that was the copper. Say the copper, all the stuff that's in the earth is in his body. Everything that's in the earth is in his body. I got copper, I got electricity, I got neutrons, Neptunes, I got everything they think they got.
Everything.
And God. Yeah, so I don't know.
Where are you gonna display this piece at right here?
I'm gonna put this piece right here in the tree.
In the tree right here at the intersection of MLK and
no, I can't put it in the pole. I'm gonna leave the queen right there. I'm gonna put this piece in the tree over here where I showed you at.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a slave tree. I got a tree of knowledge. That other tree is called the tree of knowledge. You have to have knowledge of self. You got to know where you come from in order to know where you're going to. When the people look at them faces, them all the faces I see when they pass by here. I don't make them up. They do them. They turn their head at each other. They roll their eyes. Everybody's in distress. Like ain't nobody happy. Everybody I see riding in a car, they arguing on the phone. Oh, you alive? The people going on, everybody's confused. Ain't nobody on the right track, but I thank God for brothers like you because you pull down on a brother like me. God gonna bring them energies together. The positive people, they got just like oil and water, they're gonna separate. Your head gasket blows, you need to get your engine checked. You know what I'm saying? You need to renew, you need to redo your stuff. So I was speaking with a brother that's from the civil rights era. And instead of telling me I got to go ask the white man to do this, ask the white man to do that. I said, no, the only thing I need to ask is the white man to stay out of my business while I handle my business. See, white people take care of white people. The black man got to take care of himself. And I tell them this every day. Bam, I see black people pass by here, man, they'll run the stop sign. I'm like, I didn't know the black people were scared of each other. Who you running your stop sign on? When the white man come, he stop. The black people running stop signs in their own areas. They're scared of their own community because they know what didn't happen.
We got to get past that.
Man, we done went the wrong way. We got, what my friend used to say, my friend Dr. Dow say, hey, man, you got to change your direction. He say, man, stop your car. I say, I know you're enjoying the ride, but stop it and take a detour. Go away you ain't never went before. Discover something new.
Man, I really appreciate your time, and I really appreciate your work here all around. We're at the intersection of Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and Arkansas Avenue in Gulfport, Mississippi.
A poet piece. They say, hold your head up, be strong. Tough times temporary, they don't last long. You can make it through the storm if you hold on. I've been holding on to faith, didn't want to die alone. Ain't had no minutes on my phone, I couldn't call home. I went to jail, I ain't had nobody to call on. Who can you trust in a world full of backstabbers? When these crooked police still taking shots at us. We started marching, started screaming Black Lives Matter. They started pulling us over, flashing their badges at us. He said I fit the description, think I'm a drug dealer. When Donald Trump was the president and the plug, you know FEMA cut the check when it flooded. Gulfport, Mississippi, show some love.
Broadcasting live from Gulfport, Mississippi at the intersection of MLK Jr. Boulevard and Arkansas Avenue with Draco. My name is Artis Romero. Y'all stay close. The goal of this show is to bring you the truth. Honest conversations amongst Mississippians about things we thought we knew. There are certain segments of what we do that might make you question best practices about water, energy, climate, housing, and food. From the Delta to the coast and all parts in between, Mississippi is more than just hard times and poverty, misplaced potential, an unfinished masterpiece, a canvas begging for more, and we can paint this new Mississippi. Growth is always uncomfortable. This is going to get loud. Mississippi has always managed to quietly sink to the bottom, but things are different now. This is Mississippi for a Green New Deal.
On-time mobile tire shop roadside assistance services semi-truck jumpstart. Semi-truck jumpstart. Semi-truck diesel fuel delivery. Box truck diesel fuel delivery. Semi-truck vehicle lockouts. Glad hand seal replacement, red and blue air line replacement, green electrical line replacement. Semi-truck and trailer light testing, and electric brake testing. Semi-truck air tank water draining, and air tank PSI pressure build-up. On-time mobile tire shop roadside assistance services. Call 228-235-7342.
Our level of consciousness is begging to be raised. And I've been obsessing over how to provide you with an escape. Unplugged, closer to nature. Throw our spiritual selves out into the universe and see where the good energy takes us. The Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary is a time and space dedicated to the artistic spirit and every time it decides to create. Self-healing, healthy eating, sharing information about what healthy humans need. And when the time is right, a party like you wouldn't believe. Step into the future. Leaving the Matrix has evolved into this. The Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary is a next level social experiment about peace and love. This is my passion, and the most creative expression that we can pull together. A format to separate facts from feelings so the information flows a little bit better. I've been groomed by the great ones. I do more than just make it rhyme. I make it make sense on a level so there's no doubt in your mind that you heard the truth the first time. That's why I'm able to step out with no fear and know that I can deliver. So less talking unless it's poetry. Don't move unless there's purpose behind it. This is a mental picture developing in front of you, and there's good intentions behind it. My name is Artis Romero, and this is Cosmic Poetry Radio.
Worldwide, we worldwide. All you gotta do is just tune in. Tune in to Worldwide Access. Worldwide, we worldwide. All you gotta do is just tune in. Tune in to Worldwide Access. Worldwide. We worldwide. All you gotta do is just tune in.
Welcome back to Cosmic Poetry Radio, broadcasting live from Worldwide Access Studios. This is live, y'all. No safety net. My name is Artist Romero, getting you ready for the big December 10. This is a statewide action. We got 4 gatherings, okay? That morning, we're going to start out in Gulfport, Mississippi. Then we're going to move to Escatawpa, Mississippi. Then we're going to go to Hattiesburg around noon. And then expect us in Waynesboro around 2:30-ish. Then we're going to move from Waynesboro on to Kemper County, on to DeKalb for a big demonstration with music and food and poetry all day long. And you stay right here to Cosmic Poetry Radio, and we're going to cover the whole thing for you, okay? Sometimes, you know, life is just as easy as flipping the hourglass and just running it back. Sometimes we can run it back honestly. Sometimes we can tweak it. But here, we like to give you, we separate facts from feelings. So up next is a piece about Mississippi, coastal Mississippi, home, stolen Pascagoula land. And it's just as easy as flipping the hourglass and running it back. You stay close. This is Cosmic Poetry Radio.
Come with us on a journey that will tell of the region's rich seafaring traditions. Archaeologists date the arrival of indigenous people to the Gulf Coast as far back as 8000 BCE. Prior to that, there were no humans. At this time, the first Native Americans journeyed from Asia across Alaska and ultimately to settle along Mississippi's southernmost shore. Here the people flourished, thanks to the region's temperate climate, fish-filled rivers, and fertile landscape. Long before the first European explorers set foot on the North American continent, tribes such as the Pascagoula and Biloxi, clans that were related to the Choctaw and Sioux people, had this land and water entirely to themselves. The area's first contact with Europeans came in the 1540s with Spanish conquistador Hernando de Soto. He passed just north of Mobile and through central Mississippi on his way from Florida to discover the Mississippi River. The Native Americans living along the coastline already had extensive trade networks. Surely they heard of his passing, but little did they know at the time how their lives would be changed. In 1699, the Gulf Coast's first European settlement was established by Pierre Le Moyne d'Iberville, a French-Canadian ship captain, soldier, and explorer who was charged by King Louis XIV to find the mouth of the Mississippi River and then stake a claim on the entire territory for France. He built Fort Maurepas and the civilian community around it, known as Old Biloxi, along the shore of what is now Ocean Springs, Mississippi. There he left a garrison of 81 men before sailing back to France. D'Iberville left the building of the new French territory to his younger brother, Jean-Baptiste Le Moyne de Bienville. He also left behind carpenters to build homes, fortifications, and boats for the arriving colonists. The coast was marsh. There was little in the way of land transportation. Boats were essential. In 1720, a contingent of 10 ship's carpenters, shipwrights, arrived from France to begin work at the Chaumont plantation on the Pascagoula River in Gautier. Bienville needed a bigger port and moved the new French capital, establishing Mobile in 1702, and then on to build New Orleans in 1718. Enterprising colonists soon followed Bienville's footsteps, forming settlements along the Mississippi shoreline. One example is the nearby La Pointe Krebs plantation in Pascagoula. Dating back to 1757, One of the outbuildings is one of the oldest surviving structures in the Mississippi Valley, an area that includes New Orleans. It is now preserved as a museum that is open to the public. Constructed on land granted to Joseph Simon de la Pointe, a French-Canadian officer in Bienville's fleet, the plantation initially produced indigo for dye and wax myrtle for candle making. Operations were later taken over by La Pointe's son-in-law, Hugo Krebs. Krebs is remembered for inventing a cotton gin decades before Eli Whitney. The building, now called the LPK House, is preserved as a Pascagoula museum and is open to the public. The adjacent cemetery is one of the oldest in the southern United States. The earliest tombstones even have French inscription. Coastal Mississippi was affected by its share of armed conflict throughout the 1700s and 1800s. There were also the Natchez and Choctaw uprisings, the Creek Wars, and the West Florida Revolt of 1810. There were plenty of smugglers and privateers, too. One of them was the most famous of the Gulf Coast pirates, Jean Lafitte. Lafitte conducted his activities along the waters and barrier islands off of the Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana coastlines, mostly against Spanish and English trading ships. However, he always remained faithful to his native land along the Louisiana-Mississippi coast and was there to help Andrew Jackson win the Battle of New Orleans. In fact, it was cannon from his ships that held the line against the much larger invading force of British in the War of 1812. The most devastating conflict of all, the American Civil War, further shaped the people and history of the region. Fortunately for this area, the Gulf Coast, unlike much of the South, was not dependent on the cotton and slave trades, and rebounded quickly after the Civil War. Within 10 years, its economy exceeded pre-war levels, thanks in large part to the thriving timber and sawmill industry. For the entire 1800s, the major industry was timber. Trees were cut, floated down the bayous and rivers to ports. Here, sawmills cut the timber into transportable size, and the lumber was then sent, usually on locally built ships, to the Caribbean and Western Europe. Those areas were already deforested and more than anxious to purchase Mississippi-grown lumber. In the aftermath of the Civil War, locally there was a rebound building boom, and it was all with wood. Two other activities made steady commercial progress: the seafood industry and shipbuilding. The building of ships was an industry built on economic necessity. For early coastal settlers, water was the only viable transportation and trading route to get commodities to market. The surrounding land was far too swampy with too many rivers and bayous for efficient land passage. It wasn't until about 1900 that coastal roads became reliable. Prior to that, travelers and land commerce had to loop northward above the marshes, rivers, and bayous to get to New Orleans and Mobile. The earliest recorded vessel built on the Mississippi Gulf Coast is the schooner Victory, built in 1806 by Charles Ely, a ship carpenter who lived on Choctaw Bayou, now called McInnis Bayou. The Victory was 38 feet long with an 11-foot beam. She made runs to the port of New Orleans carrying lime, shingles, tar, and lumber. The Governor Stone is a typical seafaring trading schooner from the height of the family-built shipyard era. Constructed in Pascagoula in 1877, it was christened in honor of a popular Mississippi governor. From the first shipwrights brought to the region by D'Iberville to the small family-operated shipyards along the Pascagoula River and Biloxi's Back Bay, these continued to grow throughout the 19th, 20th, and now 21st centuries. Shipbuilding has become the biggest industry in Jackson County. In 1829, the first steamboats arrived in the region. These shallow-bottom boats, propelled by steam, no longer required the wind on open water or men and animals pulling barges on the rivers. To the amazement of early boatmen, steamboats could sail in any direction, even upriver. Robert Fulton's design also included paddle wheels and could maneuver in the shallow water of the Mississippi Sound and local rivers. The cry, "Steamboat a-comin'," soon rang from every Mississippi coastal town, as the twice-a-week steamboats made their run through Pascagoula, Ocean Springs, and Biloxi back and forth to Mobile and New Orleans, and from there on to the rest of the world. Along the Mississippi Gulf Coast, boat construction even included steamboats. The earliest local-built paddle wheeler came from Pascagoula and was probably built at Beebe Point, where Chevron is now located. The Pearl River was 79 feet long, built in 1829, and remained in service on the Pearl River for many years. This golden era of the steamboat, along with the invention of the telegraph, heralded the beginning of a tourist industry along the Gulf Coast, which catered to travelers and seasonal visitors by building lavish beachfront hotels. Technology continued to move forward. In 1870, the railroad came to the Gulf Coast, good for tourism and commerce, but bad for the beautiful paddle wheelers. 2 years after the arrival of the railroad, the steamboat era came to an end.
You're listening to Cosmic Poetry Radio. You're tuned into Cosmic Poetry Radio because this is more than just sound, right? You can see me. I imagine your only emotion to be intrigue. You being the all took the time to think about me, and that is so flattering. I am the needle in the ever-expanding haystack. And since energy and mass are two expressions of the same thing, and reality doesn't exist until light brings it to be, what I'm trying to ask you with a mouthful of metaphors is, can you see me? Broadcasting live from Worldwide Access Studios, that was deep. Oh man, I want to thank the folks who put that piece together. You can follow up with this information, okay? Just check us out in the comments, leave notes. You can leave messages for us in the comments. You can like and share this, please, and thank you. Up next is something that you can use for your life. This is the King of Baton Rouge, another contribution for Big Dog CeeLo. You stay close to you. This is Cosmic Poetry Radio.
What up? Check it out. I'm just sitting there thinking about what makes a good friend, because I got some good friends. You know, I just finished talking to a friend of mine. We've been friends for 20 years. Made me think about what makes my friends such good friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for my friends. You know, I got some good people on my team, so it made me think about what makes a good friend a good friend. So I came up with 5 things. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing something foul, you know, if I'm going in the wrong direction, they're like, hey, man, you wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? That's number 1. Good friends tell you the truth about yourself. You know what I'm saying? So number 2 is good friends rarely ask for anything. You know, because they're usually responsible. And when they do ask for something, you know, especially money, good friends rarely ask for money. Real friends rarely ask for money. Real friends have a complex about putting their burdens on you. You know what I'm saying? So if they do borrow some money from you, if they do have to ask you for some money and borrow some money from you, they usually bend over backwards to get it to you on time or before time, because they don't want their burdens to affect their friend. You know what I'm saying? Number 3, real friends respect your boundaries, bro. Ain't gonna do nothing to make you uncomfortable. They know you. They know what you like. They know what you don't like. They're not gonna poke at you. You know what I'm saying? No matter how long y'all been friends, good friends, real friends, don't get comfortable and get disrespectful. Rule number 4, real friends add value. They make your life better. Rule number 5, real friends stay the same and treat you the same regardless who they're around. If you got a friend that fit these all 5, you probably got a real friend. So treat them right. Real friends rare.
Want to say thank you to the big dog, CeeLo. Oh man, real friends. We could talk about that for hours. We all need some real friends, some folks who are solid friends. My name is Artist Romero, and I got a real friend. I got some real friends. Can we be friends like Mr. Rogers? You are broadcasting live from Worldwide Access Studios, getting you ready for the big December 10 action against Mississippi Power. We got 4 gatherings going on that day, okay? Early in the morning, we're going to be in Gulfport at the Good Deeds Community Center. Then at 16301 Wolf Ridge Road in Escatawpa, Mississippi, aka Three Rivers. Then at noon in Hattiesburg at the Hub. And then 506 Azalea Drive in Waynesboro. We're going to take that caravan on to DeKalb, Mississippi in Kemper County for a big protest. I mean, we're going to be loud. We're going to dance. We're going to sing. We're going to share music. That's December 10, a week from today, okay? Want to say thank you to everyone who contributed to tonight's broadcast. And also, if you're out there and you'd like to contribute to tonight's broadcast or to the future broadcast, just reach out to us. If you're a business owner, you want to advertise your business inside of this program, feel free to reach out to us. My name is Artist Romero, holding it down for the home team. And thank you again for checking out Cosmic Poetry Radio. Peace. This is my passion and the most creative expression that we can pull together. A format to separate facts from feelings so the information flows a little bit better. I've been groomed by the great ones. I do more than just make it rhyme. I make it make sense on a level so there's no doubt in your mind that you heard the truth the first time. That's why I'm able to step out with no fear and know that I can deliver. So less talking unless it's poetry. Don't move unless there's purpose behind it. This is a mental picture developing in front of you, and there's good intentions behind it. My name is Artist Romero, and this is Cosmic Poetry Radio.
Worldwide, we worldwide. All you gotta do is just tune in. Tune in to Worldwide Access. Worldwide, we worldwide. All you gotta do is just tune in. Tune in to Worldwide Access. Worldwide, we worldwide. All you gotta do is just tune in.
Hey y'all, this is Artist Romero from Cosmic Poetry Radio. I want to say thank you for supporting Cosmic Poetry Radio, and I have an announcement to make. New episodes of Cosmic Poetry Radio will be every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. That's 7 p.m. Central Time. Expect new episodes of Cosmic Poetry Radio. You can check us out on YouTube and also on Facebook at Artist Bernie, and also at Jamarius Jones, and also at Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary. I want to say thank you to my friends at Arm in Arm for Climate, at Mississippi Rising Coalition, my friends at Worldwide Access Studios, and you. All right. When we first started out on this journey, we had no idea where we were going. We just knew that we wanted to take peace and love and the people with us. And now we see ourselves in this situation with no place to go but up. So thank you very much for your support. Every Thursday, new episodes of Cosmic Poetry Radio, 7 p.m. Y'all stay close.